Hello everybody! Welcome to Broken Colors. Someone recommended I play this visual novel type game, and I am unsure of what it is. When you came into this world, what name was given to you? I don't know. Ooh, messing with things, oh no. Oh, enter my first name. Fox. Enter my last name. Oh, can I go back? Ghost. Sure. What pronouns do I use? Wow. They, them. Wonderful. Let's see where your path will take you in this dark, unsteady world. Day 1. This is a demo, so it's only day 1. So we're gonna get to see how it all is. My outstretched hand feels its way forward to the source of the alarm until it finds the snooze button and the alert comes to a stop. I yawn and roll on my side, curling up into a ball. I'm already snoring when it sounds again, louder this time. I groan at the thought of leaving the comfort of my cozy bed. Alright, I'm awake. Knowing that I would have to skip lunch if I wasted any more time now, I let out a defeated sigh and pulled myself up into a sitting position to switch the alarm off. I put my phone back onto the bedside table, but as hard as I try to make it casual, it takes all my energy to swing my legs over the side without falling backward. Ugh. I stop moving and allow myself a few seconds to let the day come softly into focus, even if I can hardly keep my eyes open. My whole body feels like it's been hit by a truck. Is that what they call fatigue syndrome? I swear it's been getting harder to fight it off every day. Putting my hands on either side of me, I grunt as I finally push myself off the bed completely. I feel my feet still ache from the previous day's work as I stumble towards my closet, wiping the sweat from my eyes in an almost robotic fashion. That says sleep, not sweat. Pull on a pair of shorts and a shirt, whichever is conveniently residing on top of the pile. The summer sun shines brightly through the grubby windows of my apartment, filling me with more unnecessary warmth. I close my eyes and bring my arms back behind my head, stretching. Another yawn escapes my throat as I head into the kitchen, only to be faced with an almost empty fridge. Right. I had to get rid of most of my food after the last power outage. Can't eat well if you're late paying the electric bill. I decided to eat the chicken salad sandwich that my neighbor generously made me yesterday. I am very grateful to her. She has often helped me in difficult situations, and that even though she doesn't have much herself. I think I read that weird. I make a mental note to do some grocery shopping tomorrow, or maybe I should not only do it mentally but also write it down. Later. Cat? Oh no, it's a plushie. Behind you. What is? The soft crackling sound under my chair reminds me of the dried leaves that have been scattered all over the floor by a strong draft the other day, and are the sad result of my neglected mint plant. And mind you, accidentally killing it is not an easy task. Ah shoot, how could I forget to water you the whole time? Poor thing. While I throw pitying glances at it, I finish my lunch, then pick up some of the leaves, thinking about reviving my plant later, before rushing to get ready for another uneventful day at work. I step outside into the scorching sun, feeling the same heat wave that has been keeping me sleepy and lethargic for the past few weeks. With squinting eyes, I look at the cloudless afternoon sky. Its bright cocktail blue stretches on forever, giving me a moment of pure serenity. I take a deep breath and enjoy the summer breeze that brings along the dry wind messing up my hair. Such a pretty afternoon. It's a shame I have work today. Sighing, I put on my sunglasses and wiggle my way through the heavy traffic pouring in from the nearby expressway. Vehicles of all shapes, sizes, and colors bustle by, creating quite a din, yet one could still hear the humming sounds of bees darting through the air and the soft clicking of iced drinks from restaurants. I turn the next corner and only get a glimpse of the back of my coworker's car, who has just finished his morning shift before he takes off driving home to his family. My feet carry me to the building. My feet carry me to the building he had left, a small convenience store where I work as a cashier. Stopping by in front of the staff entrance, I look for my keys, then grab the doorknob. Ouch! Only to feel my palm exploding in pain. Damn it, not again. I wave my hand as if to shake off that burning sensation. I wish we had more trees throwing some shade on this part of the city, or a new affordable entry door for that matter. One that also makes it easier for the air conditioning to run more efficiently. Speaking of, after using a handkerchief to protect myself somewhat from the intense heat of the door, I hurried inside and noticed only a slight difference in temperature. A not so pleasant thought crosses my mind. What if the AC isn't working? I bet Rasmus will use that as an excuse to go home early. Ugh. While I make my way to the break room to fetch myself a drink, I find my coworker already sitting there with his legs stretched out in front of him, his feet propped up on the table and his arms resting behind his head, as if he had come to relax, not to work. As usual, he doesn't bother to look at me or greet me, and continues to ignore me until I have a glass of chilled juice in my hands. The aforementioned Rasmus. Man, I could grow a beard just waiting for you. The AC is broken. What are you gonna do about that? Yep, that's Rasmus, the spoiled, obnoxious son of the manager whose favorite pastime is to constantly bully me. Unfortunately, I need the money and can't afford to complain about it too much, even though his father is pretty nice to me. Well, except for his cruel jokes about us marrying one day. Rasmus and I are anything but a perfect match, really. Indignant as his reproachful remark, I stand next to the table, rest my other free hand on my hip, and glare at him. I see the corner of his mouth curling up, and I realize he's not the least bit intimidated by me. How should I answer him? Call a technician? Why me? Do I look like a technician? He rolls his eyes as I drink my juice in almost one gulp, followed by a grimace shooting across my face. Woohoo, brain freeze. No, you look like an idiot who keeps forgetting that I'm in charge here. Just do as you're told and fix that damn thing. What if I can't fix it? Then you can watch me walk out of here. There's no way in hell I'll stay here for hours and let myself being cooked. Oh my god, you're such a diva. What did you just say? You heard me. There are other ways to cool off here, and you should help me if you want the AC to promptly work again. Supervising you? Sure, I can do that. No, I'm not asking for supervision. Well, we don't always get what we want. Your gratitude included. Now move, Fox. God, why is this so hard for him to help people? This is what I'd like to ask, but I bite my tongue and follow him quietly, frustrated with myself for letting him treat me like a goddamn doormat all the time. Unfortunately, he has always been like that. Bossy, condescending, even bitter about past events that may have been beyond his control. I noticed that he never speaks of his mom, but I figured that might be a topic he doesn't want to discuss, so I never brought it up. Besides, I doubt trying to get to know him better would change anything about our current relationship. After changing to my work clothes and shutting off the power to the cooling system, I struggled with the removal of thick ice layers and freed the coil from dirt and dust while Rasmus was supervising me. I started whistling a song to drown out all his comments about me being clumsy and lacking any skill. Fortunately, this was not a side most customers got to see. This is why nobody believed me whenever I complained about the bullying. People would just laugh and tell him to go easy on me, making him do the exact opposite. Once I'm down, I return to the break room with him to wipe the sweat off my face with a towel and take a moment to re-enjoy the cooler temperature. Phew, that's a job well done. Thanks. I was talking to myself. Whatever. Could have been done much quicker if you weren't all fingers and thumbs. He glances at the clock on the wall, then back at me. Anyway, you better go back to the counter now. I'll check our inventory in the meantime. I just nod as he leaves, pouring myself another glass of juice before I follow him through the door and place it down next to the cash register. There's still no customers, huh? Seems like it's gonna be a slow day. Depending on the season or day of the week, my job can be slow, hectic, stressful, or mind-numbingly boring and repetitive. It's also physically more demanding than some might think. Having to stand in one place all day is hard on my feet, knees, and my back. I enjoy my job, though. Some of the most fun times involve chatting with regulars. We would laugh, catch up, tease each other. I probably know more about their lives than their neighbors or even relatives. Of course, we also have customers who treat me like I'm something nasty on the bottom of their shoes. A couple of them could ruin my whole day. Sadly, it is expected of me to debase my self-worth to avoid responding back in a similar manner. Mila, one of our regulars, isn't the type to say anything or look even remotely approachable. She usually just buys her cigarettes and leaves the store as fast as she came in. Remember how she got angry at me once for asking her for her ID? It was scary as hell, and to this day I don't know how I even survived her little outburst. And I like to think that she was just having a bad day and isn't the mean kind. Venny, another regular, is pretty quiet and on some days even a bit awkward. He always buys energy drinks and avoids eye contact when talking to me. I once pointed out how rude I thought this kind of behavior was. Now he occasionally makes an effort to show me that he pays attention. I admit I feel kind of bad about it. Seeing how rarely he manages a smile makes me wonder how miserable his life must be. The other two well-known regulars are Gunther and Levi. Gunther isn't much of a talker, but he's too polite to not engage in some small talk. At first, I was a bit intimidated by his height and his bulky stature. The wrinkles and the dark half-moons below his eyes didn't help to make him look any less scary either. Funnily enough, we both bonded later over our shared fear of dentists and love for cats. Levi is the kind of guy that gets you in a good mood as soon as he walks into the store. He's always smiling, greeting, and ready to share the latest rumors with me. Me and Rasmus noticed a chemical smell clinging to him that makes it obvious he's dealing with drugs. It's so strange to think that some of our customers might be actual criminals. I don't think I'll ever get used to the fact that I moved to a city with a high crime rate. Gang fights, robberies, assassinations, and other attacks are part of everyday life here for some people. Even our manager has trouble expanding his business without facing any territorial issues. It's crazy, really. Luckily, the neighborhood I live in has been quite peaceful for years. However, I'd be lying if I say I didn't wish for a little excitement every now and then to combat my rather boring life. Still no customers. My wary eyes wander to an open magazine that someone has left on the counter. I pick it up. Wow. I can't help admiring the beautiful young woman on the cover, who looks vaguely familiar. I might have seen her around somewhere before, I just remember seeing her in a different type of media. She must be a popular model or dancer. I wonder what it feels like to get noticed by someone like her. My lips twist in self-mockery. Yeah, dream on, Fox. I finally break away from her charming smile and start flipping through the magazine until I get stuck on a page with a fun-looking personality quiz. I guess I could take it to kill some time. Question 1. You want to draw a landscape. What color do you choose? For a landscape? Green. You have been blindfolded for a special surprise date. What will you see when your blindfold comes off? We're sitting on the roof of a terrace, have dinner under the starry-night sky. We're standing on a pier at the beach, watch the fireworks show. We're surrounded by a lush green meadow, having a picnic under a tree. This one sounds the nicest. You received a gift that you can use to complement your overall style. You open the box and find a striped knotted headband of your favorite color, a beaded bracelet with colorful patterns, a black leather collar with a metal ring, a paper straw hat with a black grosgrain. What the hell is that? What is a grosgrain ribbon? A thin silver necklace with a bouquet pearl pendant. Out of all of these, this one is probably the one I'd wear. What's the best snack for a movie night? Fruit, pretzels, cookies, chips, chocolate. Chocolate, obviously. You want to get a pet. What animal would suit you best? An independent pet I can spend time with from the comfort of my home. A brave, loyal pet that I can be active with outdoors. An exotic pet whose behavior I can observe and create new enrichments for. This one. Jesus! What the fuck are you doing? Whoa, don't startle me like that. Careful who you're yelling at. If I was the manager, you'd be in big trouble now. As if you're not causing me enough trouble already. I mumble these words as my lips curl into a pout. My eyes fall on the glass that I accidentally knocked over, its content drenching the entire magazine, making the answers harder to read now. Groaning, I duck down, grab a paper towel from a lower shelf, and use it to wipe down the counter. Then I dab at the juice stains on every page. What's that, a personality quiz? He snorts. Do you even have a personality you can speak of? I frown and glare at the quiz, instantly regretting having taken it at all. And you're still using a fountain pen, huh? How old-fashioned. Ugh, I don't know why, but today he seems particularly annoying. I'm already so tired of having to listen to his voice, tired of not being able to enjoy things in his presence, and tired of him making me shrink each time his mocking gaze grazes me. And I'm not exaggerating here. He makes my skin crawl every time he laughs at something I've said or done. He's always laughing at me as if I were one big joke, and God knows what else he does behind my back. And yet every day, for 2 years now, I go through this same hellish routine with him. Why can't he stop doing that? It's like he wants to keep his iron grip around my neck and squeeze until my head finally pops off. I let out a small involuntary gasp when I see the torn page. Ah, shit. I guess my dab's been a little too aggressive and has nothing to do with Rasmus. Nope, not at all. Just throw it away already. You're not here to laze around anyway. There's plenty for you to do, even if we don't have any customers right now. I'm sorry. Is that why you're bothering me? Are you leaving? Is that why you're bothering me? Or do you actually need something? I was about to tell you that I'm leaving, but the shelves in the second row seem to be awfully dusty today. Better take care of that or no day off for you. I just cleaned them yesterday. But as always, my objection falls on deaf ears. Oh, and I won't take any calls while I'm busy lounging in a hammock by the pool drinking my cocktail. So you're going to a pool party? Yep, but losers like you aren't invited. Shocking. What makes him think I would want to be invited anyways? Who knows what kind of people he hangs out with and what he's like when he's drunk. God, I hope he gets a nice hangover. Then at least I'd have a break from his constant belittling and criticism, which has become too frequent for my liking. He grabs a small backpack and flings it over his shoulder. Be grateful that I trust you enough with these keys. Make sure everything is locked and secured. You know the drill. See you tomorrow. And I've been putting up with your crap since day one. You're the one who should be thankful. But I keep that part to myself and dismiss him with a wave of my hand, grumbling. You have fun at your stupid party. His doorbell chimes as he pushes the door open, taking all the stress and tension I have felt for the last 2 hours with him. My reflection in the window brightens up as soon as I hear the roar of his motorbike, accompanied by a Latin summer song that is now playing from the store's ceiling speaker. As the sound of his engine fades to a distant rumble, I stretch my arms around my head and to feel less like taut violin strings and hum softly to the song. Finally, some well-deserved peace and quiet. I just hope no one causes any serious trouble now that I'm alone. The headlines about gang raids targeting small shops are always on my mind when darkness falls across the city. I wonder if cashiers like me will soon have to be armed for emergencies like that. No, stop thinking about this. There's no point in feeding your anxiety now. Just enjoy the music and focus on your tasks, Fox. Although the AC is running smoothly now, my dry throat craves more cold liquid, so I leave the counter to refill my empty glass in the break room. I take the sticky magazine with me to throw it with all the other garbage into the containers at the staff entrance. As soon as I'm back inside, the nice music is interrupted by news reports of an unknown serial killer. That's fantastic. Approximately between July 3rd and August 11th, a serial killer murdered and dismembered in Colma district at least 12 victims, only 3 of which could be positively identified. 12 brutal killings in almost 6 weeks, and the police have neither clues nor suspects. We ask you to keep your eyes and ears open and report any crimes, suspicious behavior, safety concerns, and medical emergencies. It is also... Ooh, what do I do? No. It is also recommended not to walk alone at night and to leave the workplace early to be home at a safe or reasonable time. God, this is awful. I can feel myself getting emotional as I imagine the grief the victims' families must be going through right now. As if these violent gangs wreaking havoc weren't enough, now there's someone out there who takes pleasure in killing innocent people? Who would do such a thing? Rasmus, maybe? I don't know. And how can't this killer be stopped? The authorities don't seem to know what they're doing either. This is just too much. I turn off the radio when I hear another announcer begin to elaborate on the killer's methods. A chill runs down my spine as I look down around the deserted shop, suddenly feeling very exposed here by myself. I shake my head, trying to drive away the images of my own death. I wonder if Rasmus has heard about this news as well. If he did, I don't think he would have left me here all by myself, would he? I don't even know if the Colma district is close to where I live. I never had time to fully explore the city after moving, and... My train of thought breaks as the sudden arrival of customers, making me rush to the checkout. I only recognize one of them as a new regular, however he's not what I would call profitable. Quite often he just looks around and leaves without buying anything. Even Rasmus finds it odd and told me to keep a close eye on him, though whenever he notices my gaze, he seems to feel compelled to strike up a conversation with me. Like now. Hi. He fiddles with the hem of his shirt and has a hard time maintaining eye contact with me. A bit unusual, but for now I'm glad I can talk to someone that isn't Rasmus. I put on my best smile and greet him cheerfully. Hello, sir. It's nice to see you again. How can I help you on this beautiful day? It really is beautiful, isn't it, Fox? Huh, that's new. I know I never introduced myself to him, so I guess he must have overheard my first name somewhere. And really hot, too. I hope you keep yourself hydrated. He's trying really hard to make small talk with me, isn't he? But I'm in no mood to talk about something as boring as the weather, so I try to steer him back on topic. What brings you here today? I wanted to ask, do you know, maybe we could... I would like to, His shoulders sag as he utters a frustrated sigh. That's not how I practiced it. Maybe I should... No. Sir, is everything alright? He chuckles. I'm such a coward. I couldn't understand his mumbling, but before I could even ask him to repeat what he said, he turns on his heel and leaves the store. Well, that was weird. I'm baffled for several minutes, but decide that I should focus on the other customers instead of blaming myself for his sudden escape, as I usually do. I've never seen him so shy and awkward before. He didn't even ask about our products, but I'm sure he'll return, most likely tomorrow. After all, everyone can have a bad day. As if on cue, my cue cues back to the queue. As night falls and I'm once again enveloped by loneliness. There's not much time left before my shift is over. What else can I do to shorten the waiting time? Read the newspaper, daydream, or take a call. Read the newspaper. What's going on besides serial killers? I usually avoid reading the newspaper with its clickbaity headlines, emotional tales, and political gossip, but maybe it has more information about where exactly these murders took place. I pick up the newspaper Rasmus brought and settle into a chair in the break room. I snap it open and my attention is instantly drawn to the pictures of the victims I find in its crinkled pages. The victims were not related to each other, and some of them were not even residents of the city. It seems the only good thing about the whole story is that there were no children among them. My eyes drift to a small map with the crime scene circled. Looks like it only happened on the other side of town, which puts my mind at ease for now. Still, I shouldn't count on him not continuing his killing spree in this neighborhood. I slammed the cash that sound scared me. I slammed the cash register shut, lower the shutter doors, and activate the alarm system, determined to close the store an hour early today. Should be fine. We were assured that if we skipped an hour or two, we wouldn't get any pay cuts, and I'm sure the manager would forgive me if I make the decision without his permission this time. After making sure I hadn't forgotten anything, I shuffled towards the exit into the night. Walking home alone, even though the news said not to. We're gonna die. It's already pitch black outside, and only the voice of horns and the engines sound rhythmically complementing each other. Despite the poorly lit streets, I catch a glimpse of other solitary individuals rushing in different directions. In the distance, I spot a group of 4, with one holding a bat and pointing at a vending machine. The next moment, the bat hits the machine with full force several times. The sound of glass cracking, groaning, and eventually breaking fills the nocturnal silence. I reach for the pepper spray I bought the other day, dangling from my belt, and hold it firmly in my hand. But on second thought, I definitely don't want to cross paths with these people. They look like they're members of a gang, and who knows what they'll do if I become the focus of their attention. I wouldn't stand a chance against the whole group. I turn around and decide to take a shortcut through the alley I just walked past. That's not smart. I've seen enough horror movies to know that you're gonna die. The alley itself is so narrow that I can stretch out my arms and touch the walls on either side. I feel the wind rushing through as I step into it, and I hear it clutching ragged paper and twirling it in the air before dropping it. The flickering lights reveal various buildings towering over me like a forest made of stone. Intimidating, but it could be worse. I quicken my pace as peals of laughter ring out from behind me. The voices of that group are getting too close for comfort now. Suddenly, a rustle comes from my left. My shoes scrape the surface of the concrete and I come to an abrupt halt. I yelp in surprise as a cat sprints past me, growling. Jeez, that scared the living crap out of me. Seriously, is today Scare Fox to Death Day? I calm my breath and move forward, fully alert now. With each step, I notice an eerie silence settling in, and with that comes the feeling of being watched. I look around, but I don't spot anyone. I feel myself getting more anxious and impatient. This alley goes on forever. Eventually, the path leads me to a courtyard filled with pieces of junk and furniture. A sweet, fruity, floral scent descends from a few balcony boxes, but it mixes with the stench of the garbage littering the ground. At least there's one of those valospheres. Its light so powerful it can withstand any storm, so I don't have to worry about it suddenly going out. It suddenly goes out! I'm startled once more as my foot hits an empty tin can, making me stop dead in my tracks again. It bounces twice, rolls along the bumpy ground, gaining some speed and then melting into one with the darkness. My ears perk up when the metallic sound abruptly stops, presumably hitting a wall. Or someone. Clank. I stand there frozen, watching in horror as the same can rolls back towards me, almost playfully. Oh no. I force my feet to take a step back, then another. My eyes strain to the black mass before me, trying to make out a shape or silhouette or whatever's hiding in there. Just as I dismissed it as just another cat, a male voice rings out, mocking and sinister. Damn, you must have scored pretty high on those how dumb are you quizzes. You know, walking around here alone at night and meeting me. Holy shit. With a shaky hand, I draw my pepper spray and aim at what I think is the spot where he's standing. Don't come any closer. I'm not afraid to use this. A deep chuckle escapes his throat. I know that brand. Not very effective. I sometimes use it to flavor my meals. Fuck. My body reacted immediately to the fear screaming at me to run, so I started to sprint back the way I came from, amazed that my legs cooperated with such ease. I certainly won't wait to see if that guy is bluffing or not, nor will I waste a single thought on whether he is the infamous serial killer, if he has done this 100 times, or if this is if he's a first-timer. He found me, of all people, and all I could do now was to run, because there literally might be no tomorrow for me. I'm stopped by a thrown knife that barely misses and lands right in front of me, thwarting my plan to run back. I dash into the only other narrow passage available to my left, which I knew would take me further away from my home and the police station. I bet he knew that as well. Adrenaline pulses through my veins, the summer air burns in my lungs, and the only sound that echoes from the walls is our shoes thudding rhythmically against the ground. My brain goes into overdrive, creating images of all the things that could go wrong and ideas on how to possibly survive this fucking nightmare. I run around the next corner, passing another apartment complex, and yell for help, hoping that a resident with an open window would hear the terror in my voice. But all I get is a bottle being thrown against the wall right above my head and an angry female voice yelling back, "Shut the fuck up! People are sleeping!" What the actual fuck? Did she just throw a bottle at me? I hear my pursuer giggling behind me. That motherfucker! God, I wish I had the strength to strangle him. At least my anger at these two assholes fuels my speed for a bit. Being trapped in this labyrinth of pitch black alleyways, I hit the right click again. With no help at all, it makes me feel more alone than the sound of my own shallow breathing, but a glance over my shoulder confirms I'm not alone. With this feeling, he wouldn't stop until he caught me and I was dead, even if I managed to run or hide somewhere safe. Alright, time for plan B. I frantically feel around in my bag for my phone. A short-lasting relief washes over me when a hand finally hits... Excuse me. Finally hits the cold metal block. I grab it and push 2 buttons to call Rasmus. Come on, pick up, please. Hey, you reached my voicemail. You better leave your name and number and a damn good reason why this conversation couldn't be done over text. P.S. If this is a matter of life and death, it will likely be resolved by morning. Shit, I can't believe this. Fucking asshole. Ah. I lose my footing and the grip on my phone when I suddenly slip on something that smells like pickled zucchini and garlic, causing me to fall straight onto my butt. A sharp stabbing pain shoots through my tailbone. Fuck. He's getting closer. I moan with every painful movement I make. Shit. I'm running out of time here. I need to get up. And closer. I turn around, crawling to reach my phone that landed a few feet away from me, still hoping I could get up fast enough to call the police instead. Just when my fingertips are about to touch the device, too close. I scream when he steps on my hand and deliberately shifts all his weight to his left foot to keep it jammed. The pain is excruciating. He's crushing my fingers. I struggle to get free, but to no avail. My whole body feels like lead weights are attached to me now. I can barely move. I look at him with gritted teeth and fear flooding my eyes. That's it. I'm going to die here. I'm going to fucking die. What a promising start. You and I, we're gonna have so much fun together. End of day 1. Ow. My head. My poor, soft, supple head. Thanks for playing our demo. We hope you enjoyed it. You know what? It's pretty good. From the content warning at the beginning, I thought this was going to be a lot darker. It's certainly dark, but honestly, this seems promising. Please leave us feedback in the comments. Any criticism welcome as long as it's constructive so we can make improvements to the game. Can't wait to start working on the next chapters soon. Oh, that was pretty good. Creating the main character's cat, Noodle. Hell yeah. But yeah, that was Broken Colors. Pretty good. Nice short little game for us. I'm hoping to get back into making single person content soon. It's just a bit difficult with like motivation and such, but who cares? No one wants to hear my sob story. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.